So today I'm going to start my presentation on functions, but before we get started, we're going to do a couple of warm-up problems. These warm-up problems will help you think in terms of functions. The first warm-up problem says, evaluate when x is equal to 4, the expression 12x plus 2. Please mark your answer on the Edpuzzle. The next warm-up problem says, does this table represent a proportional relationship? 4 families have 14 phones, 6 families have 21 phones, and 10 families have 35 phones. Remember, does this represent a proportional relationship, or does it have the same constant of proportionality? Okay. The last warm-up problem before we begin our lesson is evaluate the expression 3x minus 8 if x is equal to negative 10. Okay, remember your multiplying and dividing integer rules and also your adding and subtraction rules. Okay, so let's get started on functions. Every single input, which is your x, will get you an output. So let's take a look. So this is my function, y equals 3x. So what does that mean? That means that y is equal to 3 times x. So if x is equal to 2, then y is equal to 3 times 2, which is equal to 6. So my ordered pair would become this 2, which is my x, and this 6. Okay, so my ordered pair, if I had to graph it, would be 2, 6. Okay, remember, every single input gets an output. So again, I'm back to my function, y equals 3x. This time, I tell you that x is equal to 5. What is y? Okay, it's your turn to tell me. So y is equal to 3 times 5, which is equal to 15. So my ordered pair is 3, which is my x, comma, 15. It goes back to the same thing you did when you were evaluating expressions in your warm-up. Okay, remember that a straight line equals a linear function. So look at this line right here, not necessarily vertical or horizontal, but any straight line is called a linear function, hence the term line in it. Okay, this is also, this table down here is called a function table. So look at what they did. They gave you some x values. You plugged it into this function and you were able to get some y values. So let's go over this real quick. If x is negative 2, I'm going to say 2 times negative 2 plus 1 will give me negative 3. Okay? And you can analyze this function table to help you create the line to the right. A function can be represented in many different ways. It can be represented as a set of ordered pairs. This is a set of ordered pairs. It can be represented in terms of a function table. We saw that on the previous slide. It also can be represented as a sentence. I do 12 math problems in 30 minutes. Okay, so there's various ways that you can represent a function. How do we tell if it is a function? Okay, so we look at our ordered pairs if we have a set of ordered pairs. Here, we're going to say, okay, these are all ordered pairs. Right now, this is just called a relation. Okay, we don't know if it's a function just yet. This is not a function because you have 2 repeated twice in the x value, okay? So the 2 has an output of 3 and the 2 has an output of 6. It cannot happen that way. So take a look here. Every single input has the same output. However, it is the same thing. So this is a function, okay? Because I have one input, even though I have multiple outputs, okay? So how do we tell if it is a function in a graph? Okay, we do a vertical line test. If it touches once, we say that relation is a function. If it touches 2 or more times, we say that the relation is not a function. Please look at the picture. Notice that here, the ruler is your vertical line going up and down. It's only touching that graph one time. If it touches more than one time, it is not a function. Okay? If you have any questions, please let us know via Google Classroom.